G'day, Spartan Willie here, and welcome back to our McLaren Motorsport Manager F1 2021 Manager Mod series. So I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Welcome back to the channel. Today we got the Portimao Grand Prix back to back with Imola last week, which was an amazing Grand Prix. I highly recommend you go check that out. One of the best Grand Prix I've had. Spoiler alert in 3, 2, 1. Of course, we got second place with Daniel Ricciardo with the Mercedes both running out of fuel on the final turn, really it was, wasn't it? So quite amazing. But just before we get started, I did say towards the end of the last episode, which I sort of said at the start, that any comments posted the first hour of the video going live will be featured in the next episode. So make sure if you want to be featured in the next episode, chuck on the notifications or be ready. 1 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time is when these videos go live. But yeah, it was from 9 Minco, I believe that's how you pronounce it. They said, "Let's go, mate. Wish I had this game so I could do a similar save, but watching yours is still sick." First of all, thank you for the support. And like I replied to all the comments, by the way, regardless of the first hour or not. Make sure you enter the giveaway, which you have. You're one of the first to do it, so amazing to hear. Good luck, and remember, everyone, if you haven't seen episode 1 or you forgot, you can still win a copy of this game on Steam. It shuts on the 31st of August, so enter that. But just one more comment I wanted to touch on as well is Swaggy Black 6-pack said, "Great video. Yeah, the Mercs will run out of fuel basically every race. I don't know why. Something with the mod." So they are actually playing as Mercedes as well. So that's a bit confusing that they're still running out of fuel. You think they better manage it, but yeah, it seems like it's going to be something that appears quite often throughout the series, which from memory, it did happen quite a bit with the Aston Martin one. I always saw at the bottom Lewis Hamilton run out of fuel, because Lewis Hamilton obviously ran out of fuel the first race as well, if you remember, Max Verstappen won the race. So yeah, those are some of the comments I wanted to highlight, so make sure to leave a comment in the first hour of the video going live, like the video, and subscribe to the channel as well if you're not already. It would mean the world to me. But that being said, let's get started. Alright, so only 3 days, so there's not going to be much we can really do, but car repair complete. We can improve the car for a little bit. If we jump to improve parts, it's going to be rain this weekend. There is in practice qualifying. I'm hoping rain sneaks into the race as well, because obviously we start to see a few strategy sort of challenges for the top teams. So the gearbox is important, so we're going to work on the performance of the gearbox for a couple of days just to try and get the absolute most out of it. And also, I forgot to check last episode, did we put the new engine in? Yeah, we did. Okay, so that's why Daniel Ricciardo was doing so well. He did actually have the second best engine on grid, which is fantastic. I was worried I didn't put it in one of the cars, but I did, so I'm very happy with that. Let's just chuck the other two improved parts on. The reliability engine's really not a problem at 75%. We'll keep working on performance, and that is time for the weekend. So yeah, like I said, 3 days, not very much time to work on the car, but I'm going to go ahead to practice Q1, Q2. I'll see if Q3, if there is a Q3, hopefully there is this time around, and the race. Alright, welcome to qualifying here at Portimao. Now, practice Q1, Q2, decent. There's obviously a clear pace difference between our two boys, but that's to be expected with the engine. And to compensate for that, Lando will be getting the new engine. So, Ricciardo, of course, got the first engine. Lando will get the second one. But we're gonna, like I said earlier, these boys are equal. We all know that. But we got their performances pretty bang on here. Don't think there's any rain in Q3. There wasn't any rain in Q2, so it was literally just Q1. And it was just the second half of the session, so it just meant everyone got one run in Q1. So, it wasn't that big of a deal. Even in practice, it's just the last 5 minutes it started raining. So the rain hasn't been that big of an impact this week. And like I said earlier, I'm hoping for a bit of rain during the race, but I'm not holding out hope due to the lack of rain we've had this weekend already. But yeah, Ricciardo is sort of fast. He's got a bit of pace. But not really a lot. Leclerc is actually doing really well so far this weekend, so maybe that Ferrari's already got a good engine. They would have had time to build an engine, obviously, because we built an engine, so it's going to be a bit of, that both went in the pit, that's alright. I was going to say it might be a bit of a clash, because Lando was on the outside and he had to get into the pit lane, but send him out in another set. We could probably force 3 runs here, so we're going to aim for that, that's the goal. But yeah, like I said, the signs, so you're going to see Leclerc there. He's only 3/10 off the pace, but they have the good test track, so they're always going to have a really good engine in this mod, which makes a save with Ferrari quite intriguing if you haven't already done one. I mean, I've already done one on the channel, but that was on last year's mod. So yeah, rebuild the old Ferrari, the old Scuderia. Second run coming in. Ricciardo in 5th is not bad. He was 6th in Q2. We're going to send him out for one more run in a bit. Make sure we get the best track possible by sending him out with not long, so let's go get it going a bit and send them out on that. It's just good to be in Q3 again, to be honest. I mean, obviously, if you missed last episode, we didn't make it to Q3 and somehow still came away with a second place, which isn't too bad. Max Verstappen on pole, that Red Bull looks fast, and Leclerc's on the front row with him. We've dropped down to 6th. The other Ferrari is above us. Perez splits us, our boys, in 7th there, so interesting qualifying session, if anything. I'll see you in the race. Alright, Portimao Race, and it's got a little sun emoji, so that usually means there's not going to be any rain, and there will be no rain today, but we're on the softs, so we could be in for a sneaky chance. We've got the race trim and the soft tyre running, which is good to see. Car setup's fine. There's not much we can really do on tyre front. Obviously, we're locked on the tyres that got us into Q3. How long will these tyres last, however? Where you check that? 39 laps, I reckon. More like 30, so because we're going to go hard on them for the first couple laps anyway. So let's go. Hope for a good race. Hope for a one-stop. Let's ride on board Daniel Ricciardo. He's the leading driver. And it's a good start from Ricciardo. He likes having a good little start, doesn't he? And down the inside of 2. Not 1, but 2. Wow. He loves a good lap 1 hero, doesn't he? And Norris is doing decently. He hasn't dropped, which is a good sign. But wow, Ricciardo already pushing on podium, but he's a bit further back from the podium. Leclerc's already taken off into first place, and you see he's already getting a gap. Hamilton doing well in second, overtake Verstappen. Verstappen must have had a shocking start, and I was going to say Perez did as well because I hadn't seen, but he's actually up here, so he's had a good start. But he's fine with it. Lando is getting things are getting a bit tasty back there for him as well, with some of the big blokes there fighting him. But going to go forward just a tad. 2 times, see how the gaps start to form. Tyres are in optimal range. We want to go easy on fuel now because we don't have the ERS recovery mode like we did last series. And there has been an incident between Raikkonen and Yuki, presumably because they both are under investigation. Norris up into 6, it's just great to see. The racy tyre is the softs, I knew it. Super softs, like I always say, qualifying tyre. So hopefully we can continue this form and we're able to one-stop today. That would be great. 4th and 6th. And we're actually staying with Verstappen as well with Ricciardo, so we're just going to manage those gaps there in the top left. How is Norris going here? Yeah, he's got a Merc and a Red Bull behind him. That is quite the achievement with the engine that he's got in there. Completely starting car, the McLaren with the Norris. I mean, Ricciardo's only got the engine, but an engine's a massive part. Sainz splits us, which it's good to see Ricciardo pulling away from him, judging by Sainz qualifying pace. But we'll zoom forward a little bit here, look after these tyres. Maybe we should actually start looking after them. Yeah, because they're overheating. So let's conserve them a bit and wait till it goes down. And we'll put it back on neutral. Keep them in the good operating range. What are the gaps looking like? Yeah, not too bad. We're sort of losing Sainz a bit in both ways. So it's good for Ricciardo to lose Sainz, but not great for Norris to lose Sainz. But that's fine. We're going to watch Norris's gap to Bottas, because I don't know why Valtteri doesn't have the pace. To be honest, he's not that quick in this mod, but Sainz is pitted onto the softs, that's fine. We'll see how we go on our soft stint. We still got running a bit longer into this race. Hopefully, that means that they have to 2-stop. That might actually be a thing. I think they might actually have to 2-stop now. Wow, okay, well that opens up opportunities. That being said, Sainz has almost already caught Norris, but I do think he has another pit stop to go in this race. Carlos Sainz, that is. Obviously Norris does. Going to go a bit further forward here, look to really get the most out of these tyres. Make sure there's definitely no rain. Yep, no rain. Look, it's going to be tight on these tyres. Let's tell Ricciardo to go easy on his tyres too. And just go out for another lap, just to really hammer home the point that we want to go to the end on these tyres. Safe, pit. Alright, so for a good... Oh, Yuki's crashed out. Oh, and safety car. Wow, just when I was starting to fall asleep a little bit there. The boy's going to get a free pit stop. And if the AI have to pit again, that would be awesome for us because the gaps are all going to be neutralized. We're on a fresh set of softs, so we get a free pit stop. We're going to tell the boys to go really easy. Let's zoom through this safety car, heading to garage. And wow, things have just gotten alive in this race. This could go any way. Honestly, we could drop back, we could go forward. This is all to play for here. We've got plenty of fuel now because we've been conserving so well. But we are going to tell Ricciardo to heat it up a bit. Not quite on the fuel yet. Keep fuel on low until the safety car officially goes in. But start heating up those tyres. We're going to watch it here. Oh, it's already in. It's in. Let's not go attack. We don't want to crash. Attacking on cold tyres isn't always the best idea, but here we go. Ricciardo, can he break onto the podium for a second weekend in a row? We've got a lapped Alfa Romeo who's going to hold us up. What? We didn't see anything. We didn't see anything. But down the inside of Max Verstappen, his former teammate, and he gets past. Fantastic. Lando drops to 7th, but we're watching on Ricciardo here. Leclerc's pulling away from Hamilton. Verstappen looks like he's going to come back at Daniel. But like I said, they got another pit stop in this race. We don't, so we can have a bit of a party here. We're going to look after these tyres so we can make sure. Now, we could be on for another podium, but I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself as both Red Bulls are now reunited in 4th and 5th. If we can stay in... under a quick investigation under the Aston Martins there. Must have had a little coming together or something of the sort, but Ricciardo's actually going to pull away from Verstappen nicely. I feel bad for Norris because he doesn't quite have the engine with him, but next race he will. He'll have the brand new engine. So, Norris fans, don't worry. I had to give the engine to somebody. But you can see how much of a difference an engine makes between fighting in 3rd and 9th. But it looks like Ricciardo is going to have to do a bit of defending here. We're going to give him a bit more fuel, turn up the engine a little bit. If he can keep Verstappen behind him as long as possible, that'll be good towards him getting a podium for sure. How's Norris going over there? He's going decently. We'll give him a bit more engine power so I can look at making a move on Gasly. But it looks like Verstappen is going to go around the outside. Stay with him, Ricciardo. Try and stay as close to him as possible. He is pitting again though, so don't be too disheartened. Yeah, these tyres will easily make it to the end now that Ricciardo's on, and Norris likely. Norris as well. Likewise, what I was meant to say. But Perez now closing on Ricciardo, and maybe now it's starting to fall apart a little bit for Daniel. But we're going to go forward in this race a little bit, just a tad, because we've still got 20 laps to go. And these tyres should be fine, so we're going to push on them a bit. No, we're not going to push on them. Because when they say 30 laps, I mean they'll be off the cliff for 10 laps. They'll be absolutely rubbish. But so Verstappen's definitely going to come in. If we can just stay within that pit window. Come on, Daniel, keep pushing. Push, but look after the tyres in the same way. I know they're kind of conflicting. But look, if Leclerc and Hamilton have to pit as well, we could be on for a cheekier result. I mean, we're only 13 seconds behind, but they will be on fresh tyres, so we won't count on that, you know what I mean? But it's just something to think about. And we are staying with Verstappen, and Perez behind us pits, and he's 10 seconds behind. So come on, Norris, you got to make up some ground. Everyone's around you pitting, but maybe not. Just don't fall back, actually, because everyone behind you is on fresh tyres. Should we pit him? I don't think he's going to gain on in front, but now could be a good time. No, I'm not going to pit him. We'll leave him out. He should be fine on those tyres. But Daniel Ricciardo, how are the people not front? We're actually getting up quite a bit of time on the people in front, so that's fantastic to see. As Leclerc pits and comes out in front, but we should definitely come out in front of Verstappen if he pits now, which we will have to, I think. Either that or we'll overtake him. He's got 14% on those tyres, so give Ricciardo everything. Try and close that gap to him as much as possible while Red Bull being stubborn. And Verstappen pits and comes out literally a second behind Ricciardo. Alright. Now we're going to have to manage his last 3 laps here to perfection. Come on, Ricciardo. 2 laps. 2 laps. We're going to be watching this like a hawk. This is going to be the longest 2 laps in YouTube history, but come on. Stay in front of him. We're fighting for another podium here, lad. Hamilton surely... He might run out of fuel in the last lap, though, so we could make up a place again. Churning through the tyres, that's fine. You don't need these tyres anymore, mate. Chuck it in 12 times. Final lap. Alright, come on, mate. Come on, Ricciardo. Give it everything. Attack, overtake. You two, you don't actually have the fuel, but push on the tyres. Come on, Ricciardo. 2 podiums in a row, baby. What happened? What happened? Oh, tyres overheated. That scared me because it flicked the camera over straight away. But I think we're halfway through the final lap. Leclerc's down the road. We can see him. We've got a bit of excess fuel here, Ricciardo. And he's going to hold on for 2 consecutive podiums. That would be awesome. And he will here. He comes across the final corner. Daniel Ricciardo, the Australian, comes home in P3 to make it back-to-back podiums in McLaren. And this makes me very excited because Norris is going to have an even better engine in the back of his car. He was just didn't have the engine behind him today, unfortunately. But yeah, like he says, decent race for him. Good drive, consistent. As you can tell by his 9.2, Ricciardo definitely put in a better drive than a 4.1. I don't know why that rating's so low, but I'm very happy with that race. To be honest, that safety car did help us out quite a bit. And yeah, I was going to say, Red Bull didn't have the best of the race compared to Mercedes. Didn't even get on the podium with 4th and 5th. Bottas, though, let down the Merc team, and Hamilton must have been on, like, basically his, what are they called, rims? I don't even know what they're called, but Not his tyres for sure, he'll be on the wheels, but that's that race. Yuki crashed. That must have been the thing that brought out the safety car. But continuing on here, we got it done with the 1 stop. Everyone else 2 stopped. That's why you qualify into Q3 on the soft tyres. That's a classic example. Plus it helps when you get a free pit stop from the safety car. But we'll take a bit of luck and strategic genius there for sure. And there's quite a few penalties that race. Classic Portimao, and there he is. Daniel Ricciardo. Great to see. Orange confetti coming down, but really it should be Mercedes confetti. But we'll take it. We'll take the orange confetti for sure. 3rd place, we love that. Interview time with BBC Sport. Lewis Hamilton, would you consider signing him? No, I support my drivers 100%. That's a few different options there. I feel like I haven't had that exact question before because I usually have different options. But yeah, look, we're not planning on signing Hamilton. I think he's firmly stuck to Mercedes anyway. But our engine's done in 23 hours, which means it'll be ready for Barcelona. So hopefully we see a bit of a boost to Lando's performance and results. He hasn't been terrible so far, but he hasn't quite been too podium Ricardo. So when he's got the car underneath him, it'll be exciting to see. So make sure you catch that next time out in Barcelona. Where are we standing on the standings? 3rd place still. We actually lost ground to Ferrari because Leclerc had a fantastic race. But that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's race. It had a bit of a twist in it. It looked like it was going to be a pretty boring race until the safety car right before our pit stop. So I literally queued a pit stop and then the safety car came out. So very lucky in our behalf. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure to leave a like, comment down below within the first hour and you get featured on the next video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, but I'm sure you already are. Follow me on follow me on Discord. Join the Discord server, follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.